This is 2X-Man, my modded Warcraft character that takes double damage from all sources in the game. Every melee hit, every spell, and every mistake is way more brutal. And somehow I need to reach level 60 with only 3 lives, that if I lose, my character is locked forever. Over the last 2 episodes, I spun a random class wheel, landed on Paladin, and burned through 2 of my 3 lives almost immediately. Since then, every quest, every pull, and every close call has pushed this run closer and closer to disaster, and now heading into the WoW's mid-game where enemies hit harder, the zones get harsher, and mobs start using way more dangerous abilities. For the first time in this run, so am I. At level 34, I left the early game behind and headed to Desolace, a rocky wasteland zone I barely remember, and with this challenge, that is probably a very bad sign. As I entered Desolace, I made my way to my first quest from Smeed Scrabblescrew, a goblin with an incredible name and a surprisingly boring job for me, rounding up Kodo so he could enslave them. But after accidentally hitting one, I was reminded of a major problem with this challenge. I do absolutely no damage. That's one of the biggest trade-offs of playing Protection Paladin. I basically had to spec for survivability just to stay alive in a run where everything deals double damage. And while that has kept me alive, it has also meant suffering through unbelievably mind-numbing auto-attack gameplay since level 1. Thankfully, I do have a plan for that. I just wouldn't unlock it until level 40. So for now, early Desolace was mostly a grind. Eventually, I hit level 35, which let me max out Reckoning for a 10% chance to gain an extra auto attack. It still wasn't flashy, but it was one of the first times in this run that my damage felt even slightly better. As soon as I get Reckoning, it's over. It's just snowballs. I got it 2 times in a row, yeah. Like it's usable with like I wonder how powerful it is with a 2-hander. I feel like it's like busted with a 2-hander. After that slight boost in confidence, I decided to take on one of the scariest places in the zone, Thunder Axe Fortress, which was filled with the worst possible enemy for this challenge, casters, packed tightly together. That is basically my kryptonite. As a Protection Paladin, I can stack a lot of armor, but magical damage ignores it all. So even enemies way below my level can still tear through my health bar. Luckily these guys aren't too high. But look how much damage that does. Considering I had to push into a fortress full of them, I changed my mind and decided I needed to prepare first. Hitting level 36 gave me a new row of talents. I could either take Sacred Duty for more stamina and shorter defensive cooldowns, or one-handed weapon specialization for up to 10% more weapon damage. I instantly went with the damage, because with a good weapon, that talent is massive. So I headed back to Orgrimmar to craft one, along with a few much needed gear upgrades. But before that, I picked up Divine Shield, my strongest defensive ability by far. It makes me completely immune for 12 seconds, although it comes with a brutal self-inflicted damage reduction. Still, in a challenge like this, guaranteed survival is insane. After smelting all the ore I collected and grabbing a few extra materials from the auction house, I crafted a few pieces from the green iron set, which were both stylish and massive upgrades. Amazing, that's a big upgrade. That looks really good. I also made the heavy bronze mace. Even though it's a level 20 weapon, it was still a huge upgrade over what I've been using. After heading back to Desolace, I grinded my way to level 37 and decided that was finally enough to take on Thunder Axe Fortress. At first, it was pretty manageable. The enemies outside were spread out enough that I could pull them one at a time. But then, I had to climb a tower for a quest item, which gave me my first real taste of multiple enemy magical combat. Okay, let's go. So this guy got to get dealt with. Scepter of Light, perfect, got that. So this is also dangerous, like I gotta be mad careful. After that, I made my way into the actual fortress, which was packed with enemies crammed in long, narrow hallways. So I slowed everything down, pulled carefully, and started clearing the outer edges first. All of that was just preparation for the fortress center, where one bad pull could easily turn this into a disaster. And sure enough, trying to pull a single enemy accidentally brought 3 of them sprinting at me instead. Can I fight this? Yeah, I can fight this. I can fight this. Stupid dangerous. Oh, of course. I didn't even expect there to be a demon. I kind of should expect that. I honestly think the only reason I survived that was because of the Blood Elf AoE silence. I even had to pop Divine Protection, which cuts the damage I take in half. After surviving that, the rest of Desolace actually went pretty smoothly. I pushed through level 38, killed some Naga to reach level 39, and while grinding demons on my way to 40, I got an item that would completely change the run. These demons are scary, but like, I'm actually pretty tanky now. Did I just get a rare drop? Oh my god. I wish it was one-handed. What is the chance of getting that? How did I get Sword of the Magistrate? Whatever that is. I wish it was one-handed. I have an idea. I think you can swap weapons in combat. I have a really good idea for this. Yeah, you can swap. What does this give me? Oh my gosh, big upgrade. Oh, dude. Yay, I'm 40. Let's go. Level 40 was a massive breakpoint for Protection Paladin. I unlocked Holy Shield, which gave me a 30% extra block chance as long as I kept it active, and it also deals holy damage every time I block. That was huge on its own, but it also had great synergy with Reckoning, since blocking and getting hit triggers it. So for the first time in this run, my build was actually starting to feel like a real high defense, high attack tank, and with this really strong two-handed weapon, I started wondering if I could abuse Holy Shield by casting it with a shield equipped and then swapping to a two-hander afterward. So naturally, I had to test it. That increases my block to 34%. That is amazing. Oh no, it removes it, I know they wouldn't let that in the game, but I wish like I could like, but it literally takes it off. I feel like there may be a method. I just don't know how. I could do some weird thing where essentially I'm looking for Reckoning procs. So I could do some weird thing where if I get Reckoning, I swap to my two-hander to leverage it. I also almost forgot that level 40 unlocked plate armor, which makes me even tankier. I was so focused on Holy Shield, I completely overlooked it. And since I'm playing the Wrath variant of the game, level 40 also meant I could finally get my 100% speed mount. Unfortunately, even as a paladin, I still had to pay for the riding training, and at this point, I'm way too broke to afford it. So instead, I set up my weapon swapping macros and started looking towards the next zone. At level 40, I had suddenly a lot of options. Stranglethorn Vale, Dustwallow Marsh, Badlands, Swamp of Sorrows, Fairlass, Hinterlands, and Tyrannus. Out of all of them, Dustwallow felt the most interesting, so that was where I headed next. I just realized the helmet I have on is blocking my eyeballs, so how do I even see? See, I can switch my weapons pretty easy. I got macro set up. Switch, nice and easy. Again, I don't know if this is gonna work. I assume Reckoning can work with this sword. I do gotta train the sword up a bit though. Upon entering this new zone, I made my way to Brackenwall Village, a weird friendly ogre town that probably has some really cool lore behind it. Another Blood Elf, my fellow Blood Elf. There's a bunch of quests here. The first thing I had to do was level up my sword skill because it was so horrendously low that I couldn't even test my new 1000 IQ fighting strategy. And while doing that, I somehow ran into some fellow elf people with blue eyes, which of course meant I had to slaughter them. Why are they like neutral to me though? Is it because I'm a blood elf? Like I assume like these guys are high elves, they're lions. But why are they like neutral to me though? Oh my gosh, that's so much damage. Reckoning is insane with this sword. So now I knew the strat was actually working. One of the first quests I did in the zone involved me talking to Pavel Reef, a deserter from the massive human force in the area known as the Thermore people, who then immediately pulled up on us for a fight. Oh, okay, this is scary. I'm going shield. I literally am fighting 4 different enemies right now. Why is the ogre guy not helping me? Honestly, I'm doing pretty well. So his own people just sniped him. Bro's just chilling in the... Damn, his tent was cooked. Surprisingly, I survived that pretty easily and ended up cruising through the zone, grinding quests and XP while genuinely loving my new playstyle. Damn, like I'm fighting, like, it's like I'm fighting my, like, look at me, like I'm fighting my own brethren, bro. Why is he so bright though? Like, that's so weird. Man, it's super bright. I never knew there were high elves in Dustwallow. That's so strange. It's also really cool. At level 41, I got even stronger thanks to a talent called Ardent Defender. It reduces the damage I take at low health, but more importantly, it can save me from a lethal hit by keeping me at low health instead of killing me outright. With that power spike, I started flying through the zone, fighting a gargoyle, creepy slime creatures, and everything else in my way, all the way to level 43, where I ran into an enemy that brought me back to reality. Fire Nova, is that gonna hurt? Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay, these guys are another level. Look how much that hurt. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't get hit with those. That's big damage. Because no matter how strong I get, magical casters are always on a different level. So when I started fighting those dragonkin, I took every pull seriously, especially the casters. Look at this guy. This guy has so much armor. Holy goodness. I love this model right here. That looks sick. I don't even remember what the old model looked like. It's so weird because I'm like playing in like a custom world. It's so weird because some textures are upgraded, some are not. It feels like WoW, but it kind of feels like a different game too. It's weird. It's so weird. By level 45, I unlocked a Redoubt, a buff with a 10% chance to proc when I get hit. It boosts how much physical damage I can block and also increases my block chance. Oh, a shield. I didn't even realize I'm gonna get a shield. Combined with the new shield I picked up from a quest, it was a massive setup for the road to level 60. With only one life left, for the first time in this entire run, I actually felt like I could do this. Stay tuned for the final episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.